Holy content update. Disney Sorcerer's Arena just received a colossal Olympic-size update that includes a new raid with a peek of the new graphics that are to come, all new stats, and all the T9 gear, changing up and shifting up so many characters within the meta. And then, just the cream on top, the cherry on top, we have 8 character refreshes for 8 of some of the worst characters in the game, changing up their viability altogether. So this pretty much has myself and the entire DSA community like this.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone?
Stay calm, Cozy Club. You know, these mobile games are just crazy, right? There's nothing coming out. It's kind of chill for a while. You know, a new character sprinkled in here or there, and then boom, it just all comes at once all together in pure craziness. And so how do I put this? We have a metric load of content that we're going to be talking about over the channel this week and the weeks to come, as I'm going to be diving into the raid more than we ever have, giving you guys the best teams, the best advice, and everything in my power to get everyone Zeus in those juicy rewards as soon as possible. On today's video, we're going to give you guys a taste of everything that has come out with the new update in a kind of a macro level, and then we'll look at things way more with a magnifying glass throughout the whole week, diving into the character refreshes, everything you need to know about the Siege of Olympus raid, and then of course looking towards the future at T9 and all the meta shifts that are going to come with that. So yes, whole new raid and a lot to break down there. New peek at the graphical update of those Titans, and we're going to see the same look of these characters. We've got all the tier 9 gear coming in and what that looks like for the stats, if that's kind of the side that you're on. And then most importantly, how to get everyone through these raids. These characters in these Sorcerer Chosen is going to make also the Forbidden Depths a whole lot easier, as these characters excel in all raids, not just the Siege on Olympus. There's going to be a new farming guide, there's going to be a new tier list, and a whole lot more. Not even trying to entice you guys. You're going to want to press the notification button and press the subscribe button, as we're going to have just a metric amount of videos coming out. If you play DSA, we're going to cover everything you'll need to know, as it's a lot to consume and a lot to absorb. Now, I have my first reaction stream to all of the content. I'll go ahead and put the link down to the specific stream last night, and you guys definitely have to check that out. Pure craziness. So with all that, let's jump into all the crazy information and everything that this content patch has to offer. Alrighty, Cozy Club. So yes, DSA got its biggest update that we've seen pretty much since the game has launched. You can count the Ursula raid when it first came out, and outside of that, this is probably the next biggest, with just so much information overloading all of our Disney-filled minds. Guys, I'm gonna have to go to Costco and buy just a whole pack of Red Bull. At least 2. I'm gonna buy out this section with how much that we're gonna have to make sure that we just have enough content for you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the first part of the content update, starting with the Siege of Olympus. So we're here in the home screen, and as you guys can see, we have the new Siege on Olympus with the Titan's Fist coming from the banishment pit that Hades freed them from. Now, first and foremost, we're gonna jump in and just look at the overall picture of the raid, and I got to start out with this. Again, huge hats off, round of applause to the art team at Disney Sorcerer's Arena. I don't know what they make over there at Glue, but the art team deserves a raise, because again, time and time again, do they push the limits of graphics. And I gotta tell you guys right now, these are some of the best graphics that I have seen in a mobile game, and I've played a lot of them out there. I mean, they truly make the art come to life in the Disney world and universe that we're all here for. And the Siege on Olympus just looks great. The entire Club Adventures menu looks great, and there's only more to come with the Club Expeditions down the road. Now, we've been waiting for this update, and there's a lot to go down through and talk about with the new raid, and we're going to give you guys, again, kind of a small picture and a small look at it, and then we'll have a much more detailed video. But clicking into it, I truly mean that this is some of the best graphics that I've seen in a mobile game in as long as I've been playing mobile games. I mean, if this is a peek at the new graphical update for the entire game that we've talked about before, this game is just going to look like Kingdom Hearts leveled polish. Really well done. You've got all of the Titans that you see from the Siege on Olympus in the Hercules movie, and you're going to be able to go through each and every one at any order you and your club chooses to take down the Siege on Olympus. Now, special little Easter eggs, if you like click on the Titans themselves. They kind of react to you clicking on them, which is kind of cool as well. A little small Easter egg in there. But overall, very polished menu, and you're looking at the raid bosses right here. We'll go into it on another video, but if you click on them, it kind of says what each Titan does if you leave it alive for the other Titans. So we're definitely going to want to figure out the best strategy there. And it's definitely going to be a hard raid. And this is the in-game content that we were asking for. Now, a couple highlights. There is separate raid tickets. We have the Siege on Olympus raid tickets. These will be separate than the Deaths, the Ursula raid tickets as well. So you'll be able to collect these congruently with those, which will be nice. And you can run both raids at the same time, which means both milestones, both raid rewards, double the coins, double the gold, and then double the gear, right? So a lot of gear, a lot of rewards coming in from both raids simultaneously. But it's going to take us a while on how to really take down this raid. And then in more not great news, there is something here that I wasn't crazy about seeing. The Siege on Olympus raid coins. Previously, they were known as raid coins, but now they added this specific name of the raid. And so hoarding those raid coins weren't going to get you it after all. I get it. People were saving up and they didn't want G9 just falling out of people's faces. But would have been nice. Would have been nice if we had an update to the other raid store so you can safely spin all of the Forbidden Depths raid coins. Looking at what everyone wants to see, we have the brand new powerful Zeus coming into the game. His kit is not yet available, but he's going to be the Ursula of this raid. And again, you're going to be getting these rewards with a new update. You're going to actually be able to get a Zeus shard even at tier 4, which is a pretty big update compared to Ursula only being available for heroic tier. So even a little bit less of the most powerful guilds in the game or clubs in the game are going to be able to get Zeus, at least at a slow progress, which I think is a nice kind of update. Obviously, you get gems and you get the tokens that we just talked about. I think Zeus is going to be, like I said before, it's going to take a long time to unlock. I don't think he's going to come by anytime soon. And I think that this raid, by everything that we've seen so far, is going to be very difficult. Now, just like last time, they have all the details already in here. The raid, the D-Day of the raid is Monday, which will get you plenty of content before then to prep you for it. We have videos about what you can do to prep and who to invest in. And they have all of the abilities of all of the Titans and the crazy one-shots and all of that with each and every Titan. Now, we're going to go over this way more extensively on another video, but glad that this is here so we can break this down and try to look at the raid a little bit more. You know, when I made my first video with the Forbidden Depths, I was trying to explain to the DSA community what raids were. And now that we've chewed on it, we know what they are. Now it's time to talk about how to even have a chance against this insane difficulty that's about to approach us. Now, a couple other things to look at, guys. If you go to the main menu and you go to, like, if you're trying to start it or preview it, you can go ahead and try to do so. And what you're going to see is the requirements. Now, looking at the new raids requirements, we have heroic tier 4, and then obviously tier 3, 2, and 1, with the majority of guilds probably taking on tier 2 or 3 if they're used to the Ursula raid. It's definitely going to take all 50 of your club mates. There's going to have to be a lot of teamwork involved. This will not be the run-of-the-park raid like we're used to. And that's how these games typically work. We want in-game content to truly be able to get to the end game. Now, to break apart kind of the requirements, you have yourself gear 8, you have 7-star, level 80. That's going to change. I know the level 80, they said they're going to put in a hot patch or whatever on the Discord. Gear 8, at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. You're not going to be able to even do the raid at the heroic tier at gear 7. You're going to literally get stomped on, and I mean that by the Titans most likely. So gear 8 is tough to swallow, but again, it is what it is. Tier 4, to even get the heroic tier, you have to beat every single Titan as the last Titan. Because remember, you could choose in any order to unlock the heroic tier in the first place. So we're going to have to master tier 4 at any which way, either way you look at it. But I want to talk about one requirement that it's going to have its own video entirely, but let's at least take a look and jump to the character refreshes. We have the Sorcerer's Chosen. Now, Cozy, what the heck is that? I didn't know either until I found a new faction called the Sorcerer's Chosen. Want to go ahead and kind of dip into what that is. Now, bad news, you're going to have what it looks like. You're going to have one of these on your team, and this looks like a way that they kind of gated you having too powerful of teams and cheesing the raid. But hopefully this means that they're going to be able to not, I don't know, fix all of the ways that we have found to destroy the raid, i.e. Tinkerbell, Stitch, and Barley. Instead, they've selected characters that they have already buffed up with new refreshes, and they're saying you have to have one of these in each of your squad. Now, I've got some complaints about that. We're going to talk about that on another video. I'm not happy that that's required. I think that they should have a boost. I don't think they should be required by any stretch of the imagination. The Sorcerer Chosen is the little sprinkle, if you will, of con or of bad news that I thought, you know, we'd see something like it. I wanted to see what it would be, and that's what it's going to be. And I'll have a video talking about that here probably in the next day or so. But essentially, it's characters you have to have on your team. And either way, we're going to find optimal teams that you would need and you'd have to farm specific characters for. Like Sven in the last raid, no one was using him until he was viable. But candidly, this is all pretty dang good news, and I'm not doing anything like the dog here on fire, the this is fine dog, if you know what I mean. So who is the Sorcerer's Chosen? Well, you guys can see the new faction, the Sorcerer's Chosen, Siege on Olympus. We can go ahead and click into here, and we've got the 8 characters that have been refreshed and reworked for the new Siege on Olympus raid. Now, yes, these characters are not popular. Almost all of these, in fact, for the most part, outside of Oogie Boogie and Merlin, are all dumpster tier characters. In the latest tier list, you can see right here, where they ranked, they're not great, but they all have a new kind of raid kits built into all of them. So we're not having to get brand new characters. You don't have to farm an Eric or a Triton. When the Ursula raid came out, Triton was there and it took forever to get optimal teams. Now we have characters that were already there and you can invest the gear into them rather than, you know, a new character and having to buy them or whatever it might be. If you look, Frozone, Merlin, Horn King, they all got some insane refreshes, and Frozone, particularly later, is going to get his own video, probably the next video, because he is bonkers good. A lot of these characters went from like C tier, D tier, even F tier, all the way up to like A+, even S on some of them. Really great raid viability, and these are the ones that you're going to need to include on your team. Now, don't panic. I know most of you don't have these characters up. I mean, it's not great because these characters aren't good to begin with. However, by the time we get to the heroic raid, it's going to be a while. And what we're going to do is really come up with some video series that tell you exactly which characters here to focus on with the new refreshes, as they're all pretty solid, and which ones are going to complement the squads and characters you already have, how to get the most bang for your buck as you only need so many, and then your club, most importantly, who to recommend everybody to go for. Now, again, there's character refreshes for all these characters, and I'll dip into that on another video. But right off the bat, Queen of Hearts, Frozone, Merlin all look insane. And then Horn King and Oogie Boogie got even better, with Nightmare Before Christmas getting a respectable buff up as well. So these are the new character refreshes. We're going to have our own videos for them. But to come with all of them as well, we have ourselves T9 and the tier 9 gear. Now, that is these 2 little spaces to get to the golden border characters and unlock the brand new abilities that have come out back in June. And guys, there's a buttload of new content here. We've got the, you know, new gear pieces here. People are getting new speeds, new stats, and the whole meta is going to shift up again with these stats and these characters. Now, nothing crazy, nothing like, you know, your best characters are not going to be useless. In fact, most of them outside of the really OP ones are going to get, you know, even better. Right off the bat, like Hades and Hercules take a little bit of a hit, but they were already good for so long. But we're going to do a whole video focusing on the next chapter of DSA. You know, I talk about it all the time. This is a young game. It's a newer game, and we are now entering, like in the NFL, we're entering the prime of DSA, and this is just the start. Calm down in the comments. We got a whole video talking about the Sorcerer's Chosen. Don't like how they did it. Wish they just got a boost, but it is what it is. We're going to form the best teams that we can out of them, and then I'll give my whole opinion there. Cozy Club, I want you guys to stop what you're doing and comment down below. Out of all the character refreshes, out of all the new stuff that this game has thrown, it's a lot to swallow. Go ahead and put down in the comments below, what videos do you want to see the most? We're definitely going to be highlighting all the character refreshes of the Sorcerer's Chosen, who to go after, the raid breakdown, and how to best prepare for it. But comment down below as well, and join the Discord to put your comments. Also, if you guys want to see my first reaction, I'll put it down in the comments as well of my stream from right when it launched. You guys can see what we were able to do with Elsa and Mickey with Frozone. Absolutely chaos, and you guys can join the stream there. Killer community. We had hundreds of people on super late, and it was a ton of fun. My main advice at the moment is just hold off. The raid is until Monday, and allow me and some others in the community to really dissect and look at all of the characters. And guys, we're gonna have a ton of videos recommending who to bring up, how to get your club best prepared, as DSA is about to get a big influx of players through this. Just anytime there's new content like this, just make sure you don't panic and just upgrade people willy-nilly, especially as free-to-play. We're going to make sure we prep you guys the most. So much has come in, and this isn't even the official patch update. This is just a client update. So we're going to see Zeus and a whole lot more when all of that launches, maybe tomorrow evening. I'll be streaming pretty much all day, and we'll be covering all of that, looking at the new refreshes and a whole lot more. So yeah, Cozy Club, a whole lot to break down. We barely scratched the surface. We just kind of gave you an overview of all of it. There's so many little things to break down. Guys, again, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to be having Red Bulls pretty much all night because it's the middle of the night of filming this, and we've got a lot of content to go through. Appreciate you guys supporting me, keeping the dream alive, and what a time to be in the prime of DSA with everything coming out. This is where the snowball starts to go as we just finish the beginning and figuring out how to get through the raid. Then we got Club Expeditions, sprinkle in some legendaries, and then before you know it, new PvP game mode. Super excited about the future, guys. Y'all, there's a lot of videos to go check out to catch you up on everything else. And until next time, Cozy Club, stay cozy.